What's up, everybody? Somebody else's house, buddies, but they all left to go get food. I wanted to come cook them Mexican food, culturally appropriate, and cook them the they gotta go back meal. No, I'm just playing, but I really was gonna cook for them, but they all wanted to go eat somewhere. I guess they had prior engagements, and they all took off without me. I'm not butthurt, but that's kind of odd. But I'm gonna be in here. A lot of families at the beach, but I'll be here. It's definitely quiet. Get to look at their fish and stuff like that. The acoustics are good. Internet's definitely bomb ass. So only problem is I'm gonna be looking over here. Like I'm gonna do the Sam Hyde thing, like when I was at my house, because I can't put it on anything, and I don't really want to mess with all that. I've been beat to death, but I wanted to talk about the Pewdiepie thing, kinda, just because he's my boy. Well, kinda. I'm not gonna lie to you. I used to I don't really hate anybody anymore. I don't think it's helping, to be like that. But I used to I'm one of those people, you could call it reactionary, but I just can't help it. And it's not to be, I want to not be in the cool crowd or I want to be different from everybody else. There's definitely people that do that. But I remember PewDiePie blowing up. I was a Tobuscus fan, but everybody was just, oh, he's so cool, this and that, and everybody under him. And this isn't all. I know this isn't all, but everybody that I'd seen representing him was younger than me, which isn't that bad. But it was always, oh, he cusses and screams. It's so cool. It's like when somebody finds the part of a movie that's not even the good part. LOL, he shot the dude's foot off, and you're like, no, the badass part was when he killed the bad guy and saved his daughter. Like you'd taken. It'd be like somebody saying, ha ha, he shot that dude in the back. But that's just kids. They love yelling. But I was like, yeah, I get tired I'm one of those people that if you keep telling me about somebody or I keep hearing about something, it's like, it makes it harder and harder to want to look at it. But I remember in 2016, he came under attack because of the old Nazi stuff and gas the Jews type of thing on the Fiverr. And I immediately said, you know what? Like I do, you know what? The people I don't like him. He's my boy now. And he wrote it out very well. And recently, people were going through crap. And when he donated to the ADL because he did the 100,000 or 100 million subscribers, congrats. But people were donating, I guess, and he was donating his own money. He said, "I'll do $50,000 to a charity." And then he said, and we'll see in this video, he was talking about giving it to the ADL. A lot of people went nuts, which is fine. I'm not going to shit on them. Look. This is Wikipedia, sure, but who cares? It's the ADL. The Anti-Defamation League, formerly known as the Anti-Defamation League of B'nai B'nerith. I'm not Hebrew. The security and continuation of the Jewish people. So it's definitely racially based and arguably religious based. And me, I differ from the Jewish religion. I would call it a religion because they're work based. I'm a Christian, pretty hardcore. I believe that's a faith, though. I have faith in Jesus. It's different than saying, well, like a Ben Shapiro, well, if I do the prayers this way and I wear my hat and I don't eat this food and I do whatever, and even with Muslims, I love all people, but the loyalty to God's good and all, but the praying 5 times a day and you have to make the pilgrimage and you have to do this and you have to do that, and any minute you can lose your salvation. I don't like that, but I digress. I just can't not talk about theology as one of my main things. It's an international Jewish non-governmental organization, which is a lie. They definitely work with the government, and it's based in the United States. The ADL states its mission is to fight, quote-unquote, anti-Semitism and all forms of bigotry, but, and defend democratic ideals, democratic's a dumb word, and defend civil rights for all. Doing so through information, education, legislation, and advocacy. Really what they like to do is extortion, kind of what they were doing. We thought they were doing to PewDiePie. There's some people I follow, and you have to forgive me. I'm going through my Twitter, and I've got a Twitter that's I've been blocked, or not blocked. I got in trouble by Dorsey or whoever. Somebody might have reported me, but I called somebody a retard who was talking shit. And people punch first, and then you hit them back. And I hit back really hard because I'm the type of person that doesn't want to be hit. And so, you know what I mean? You're going to hit back harder. Um, Forgive me, I'm looking for it. I don't want to have to sign into the other. Well, I can just click it. That's right. Sorry, guys. Being a grommet. But if you want to follow the other one for now, I've still got a little less than 5 days now in jail. I guess the third time, and commenters will have to tell me the third time you get zooked for good or doorsied for good. But what I'm seeing is this. And this is weird. There's a whole nother layer to the conspiratorial thing, as people are trying, like, saying there's a stingray planted by Israelis to the White House to spy, which, shocker. And the same thing, when it comes to we spy on each other all the time, but especially with Israel, people have a problem because a lot of people, like the ADL, they got a stronghold on people, and you can't talk about stuff like that. I'm all for people talking about it. I'm all for people. The same people at ADL will say you can't talk about the stingray and this and that, or they'll overshadow it news like this. And who knows, Pewdiepie, they might be using that to their advantage to talk about it instead of the stingray. But you gotta let people that say, hey, I like some of the ideals that Hitler had. Oh, oy vey, you can't talk about that. Well, then why can't they talk about that if you're talking about the other extreme? If your speech is protected, why isn't theirs? All right, I'm 4 days and 21 hours away. And I'm checking my notifications because I had said this. I'll just do this. It can't be that far away. Here you go. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. All right, here you go. Everybody had their smoke break just now. My brain farted, so... Here, this is Owen Benjamin comedy. I follow it, love it or hate it. I've been with him from the beginning. I've enjoyed watching him, shit on people that I wanted him to shit on, like Crowder, and I made a video on. You can check this channel up. I got a lot of hate. Well, not a lot of hate because I'm a nobody kind of, but anybody I've talked to about, I'm a Jones fan. I mean, I like him and all. I don't ever watch him anymore. And people say, oh, over Owen. No, it's over the principle. Owen went on the show in War Room and was a host. Been there forever. He did that nigger stole my bike, all sorts of stuff like that, and that was just fine. But the second, and people all the time talk about Jones being a Jew sellout, this and that, right? And it just doesn't help Jones's case at all. Owen came on and did a hyperbolic joke about Antifa, and he said, people are saying that Donald Trump's like Hitler. I would never say Donald Trump's like Hitler. Hitler was a great leader. And so now they're stuck in the paradigm, the catch-22 of, do we call Trump not Hitler? Or do we say that Hitler's a good leader? And he wasn't endorsing Hitler at all. It was a really good joke. And Jones came in and, I heard about Owen saying, all of a sudden saying Hitler's a good guy, blah, 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 blah. And it just never sat right with me. But look, donating to Pewdiepie will do this, I guess. You're donating to censorship anomaly. He's a good guy. Funding the rigging of YouTube, showing the powers that be that tragedy and mass murder is the only way to control people they can't control. Owen said, I'm still holding out. Pewds is trolling. I thought so too. Look, he is being blackmailed. I don't know this guy, but he was cool to watch. Lennon is one of my friends. Check out his channel, Lennon Sidious. He does a stream. But I said, I wonder, because all of the quote-unquote bad stuff he said before, like nigger and all this stuff, in my opinion, wasn't bad at all. So if it's on the level of actually being blackmailable, then it's arguably stuff that even we'd find repulsive, like me, like pedophilia or God knows what. I said, I hope not. Also, we're not going to ask for censorship if so. I don't think most people mean, Lennon says, I don't think most people mean blackmail as in they have secret information on him. I think they're using the term to mean he is paying for them to leave him alone like a protection racket. I said, that's true. Was hoping they'd clarify. This guy was hoping they'd clarify, and I'm not being picky. Sorry. Woo! I'm not being picky. English is odd, the language. We even use murder and kill interchangeably, like other words, like in Hebrew, and like when you study the Bible, there's light and then there's light. We use light for the source of light and light for the way. You know what I mean? The energy of light. They use lamp and other type of light or mote. You know what I mean? And with thou shalt not kill, everybody says you can't even kill to eat food. You can't. If somebody comes in your house and is trying to rape your daughter, you better not kill them because you're Christian. No, the language back in the day was thou shalt not murder. There's a difference between murder and killing. English, a lot of that will muddy it up. So I get it. As far as he's paying the mob, racketeering is the legit term, and you're right, they are. And I said, like how embezzlement is theft in theory, but it's different than robbery, like with murder and killing. People would say, well, it's a victimless crime. It's not like you went into a bank and held at gunpoint, but you're still a thief, just like the other stuff up here is still, intimidation with money. He said the world, but he meant word. The word I was looking for was extortion, and I said, and extortion could be more than financial, like, hey, we'll kill your family, etc. They could have Marzia already in a castle like Princess Peach for all we know. Ah, indeed, I feel you. By the way, I didn't even think of extortion until you mentioned it. I couldn't think of the word either. Knew there was one I was missing. I was trying to narrow it down myself. Didn't want to seem like the guy who hears you say, look at this beautiful greenery and foliage, and goes, actually, it's trees and bushes. I wasn't trying to one up him. I really was trying to find what he meant myself. And so, at DJ Lone Barrier, that's the original. And now I'm stuck on the... I gotta retweet this. Hell yeah, we're gonna take your AR-15. It's beta. God, please. But I went down here. First of all, rest in peace, Eddie Money. What a gem. I love the guy. But Angel Tibbs from Hard Bastard. I got my Hard Bastard gang with me, helping me out. And subscribe to Hard Bastard. He's cool. Look, ex-Jehovah's Witness. He says ex-liberal. He's way more liberal than me in the verb-wise, not politically. And see, I've tagged him up here. Look, Gab. Elron Humperdinck is amazing. But check him out. He streams a lot. I love him. Got me started, really. But she said, I told you Pewdiepie was playing 4D chess. And this is Stick Sex and Hammer. People like him. He's pretty cool. I told you Pewdiepie was playing 4D chess with ADL. I said that too. Not like, I put my nuts on the line, but I didn't say anything. I wasn't bitching and crying. Look. People can say, this is me replying, I said, people can say it wasn't, as in 4D chess. It appears he pulled out of the controversy in a 4D recovery, even if not knowing what he was doing going into it, which I think he does. I think he's had trouble with the ADL. They probably messed with him when he did the gas the Jews on the, or kill all Jews on the Fiverr thing. That started a lot of the stuff that got me started looking at him, because the people I didn't like him. And so the ADL is definitely all over that too, and highly unlikely. But you know that if Ethan Klein's going to comment on him saying "oh nigger" in a what's that game? Not Counter-Strike. You know what I'm trying to say, that he was playing, not CS:GO. Oh Lord, I can't think of it. Forgive me. It's highly unlikely he didn't know what I'm saying, because he's been through this before. I retained my sanity because I didn't spurg over it and draw butthurt fan fiction. People drew pictures of him kissing the ADL ring and slobber everywhere, and oh, you're so gross, groveling. And I just thought, I get it. People can draw whatever they want, but just the it's like the kvetching on one side for people say Jews, and then there's the people that are fans that are the hardcore that way. To me, they do inverse kvetching. As soon as something like that goes, they freak the fuck out. And the constructive's fine, but just oh man, look, I didn't spurg over it and draw butthurt fanfiction, or I'm unsubscribing, and I will never subscribe back. No repentance for some people. You can tell a lot of people that don't live that way. Or burn my Pewdiepie clothes. They're great. I'm not gonna burn my fucking dabbing kill shirt, but I literally didn't even bother me at all. I wasn't even paying attention. I knew of it, but you know what I mean. And said what the Anti-Defamation League is, but here's his apology, quote unquote apology. He said this is number 1 on gaming trending, which is good. But he said my 100 million award broke. I don't know what this is, right? But I know that the beginning he addresses this. What I thought was funny is there's an iron star or cross here, and a lot of people say it's Nazi. I think you wear it's a medal. But a lot of people now, medals in the military, people say, oh, oppressive imperialism, it's gonna be a hate symbol anyways, But I think he knows that they think that's a hate symbol, and so he probably purposely wore a coat that is fine with us, but he knew it would bother them. Like the OK symbol, right? He's the type of person to chug white milk, you know what I mean? Because milk's racist now. Just to get at him, which I think is funny. I guarantee you he did that on purpose, just like the trolling. But anyways, he backed out, not pussy-wise, but he backed out and said, I didn't do a lot of research, you'll see. And people bitched and complained and let him know, hey, I don't support this. And so he listened to his fans. And now the media is so mad, you could look up articles and it says, allegedly, he retracts his donation after fans are outraged, or after fan criticism, after what, everything fan. God forbid someone listen to their fans. But the Iron Cross is a former military decoration in the Kingdom of Prussia, so it's even before Hitler, and later in the German Empire. Say, look at that German Empire. Hitler came into power. Oh, what way after 1918? See, in Nazi Germany, 1933. Oh, well, because they used it. You know what? Hitler drank water, too. But see, and this is what it is. It's not even that it was Hitler. If you go back to look, Hermann von Salza, or whoever this is, oh, it's a Grandmaster. Oh, this guy looks like a Knights Templar. Oh, this guy looks like a Crusader. Oh, this guy looks like a white or a Christian or whatever. That's not going to be good enough. He oppressed someone somewhere. See, it was established by King Frederick Wilhelm III of Prussia on 17th of March, 1813, during the Napoleonic Wars. This is whenever the democracy part or the anti-monarchy part of the world was going on. Everybody was rebelling against the king type of thing all over Europe and places. But here we go.
Stop!
Oh, sorry. I don't know how this works without headphones. I don't have them on with me, but we'll just see.
Stop! I just wanted to interrupt this video because I need to make an announcement. Did you guys see the video I made where I celebrated 100 million subscribers? It was a video I was really excited about. I talked about my journey from going to 0 to 100 million subscribers. It did have a brand attachment to it, which maybe wasn't the most fitting place, but it was a cool product, so I thought it wouldn't matter. When we were planning the collaboration, we thought it would be nice to donate to a charity as a way to celebrate. I made the mistake of picking a charity that I was advised instead of picking a charity that...
See, some people say always passing the buck. He might have been advised, honestly, and people could say, ooh, advised, and maybe so. But I take that into consideration. Honestly, there's people out there like me. I don't plan to do these things, obviously. If people want to watch them and like them, God bless you. But there's people out there that love to do these types of streams, and PewDiePie doesn't care about editing. There's definitely people like me and him together that would want to raise charity and this and that. We want to know where it's going, but would trust people. But, that's open to interpretation, and that's understandable.
I'm personally passionate about, which is 100% my fault. Usually when I pick a charity, I take my time. I find a charity that I'm really excited about and actually passionate to donate to. So when I uploaded the video talking about the charity, it was very brief and people could tell something was off. The whole internet just didn't believe it. Like, why is he donating to this charity? Look at his face. Full conspiracy mode. It was very interesting to watch that unfold. To be fair, I saw it as an opportunity to put an end to these alt-right claims that has been thrown against me. It wasn't to try and clear my name or save grace. If it was, I would have done it years ago. But after the Christchurch tragedy, I felt a responsibility to do something about it, because
I can't stand this. Somebody does one thing, and subscribe to PewDiePie is a meme, meaning that people say it when they dunk on somebody in the basketball court. How many times has the news brought up, oh man, look at this funny moment where a 2-year-old Or let's say a 4-year-old gets their little tykes for Christmas and dunks on his dad who came home from service or something and says, subscribe to Pewdiepie, and dunks on him. Nah, it's always got to be bad. And this guy, I guarantee you that guy didn't represent Pewdiepie. He may have watched his videos. You can't help who watches your stuff. I can't stand this. And so now he's got this guilt for Christchurch. He brings it up a lot. And it's very questionable what happened down there, just, to keep it brief, to keep people from heads exploding. So I think that's even dirtier. It'd be like him feeling bad for 9/11, and it's so sketchy.
Because it's no longer just about me. It affected other people in a way. And I'm not okay with that. I've struggled to figure out how to do that. But this was not the right way to go about it. I knew it wasn't perfect, but I also didn't know a lot of things that surfaced throughout this whole thing about the charity that doesn't fit at all. So I understand why people had concerns about it. And these are things that I would have known myself if I had just taken my time. This whole thing was planned during my wedding and the honeymoon, and 100 million was...
I believe that. I think the Marzia thing's kind of... I was one of the people that assumed Marzia made him donate to it, or... who knows? I was one of the people that if he's getting blackmailed or extorted, that they're already using Marzia, like, we'll kill her, this and that. And no, it's somebody said, oh, they're threatening his family, which they could, his family, but as far as he's got a family now, I'm not finicky like talking shit, but as far as the definitions, we can't let definitions get away from us. Family is some a mom, a dad, and children. Otherwise, it's just a couple. But that does no way negate that Marcia is not important to him, that she deserves to live. Nothing. Pewdiepie does not deserve this shit. Neither does Marcia, especially Marcia. She's not in this. She's not even as outward as Pewdiepie on, like, you could say edginess or whatever, and he's not even the most. So just going after people's family, that's the shitty of the ADL, of all these people, these racketeer things.
Was coming up as well, so it was all very rushed. It really doesn't feel genuine for me to proceed with a donation at this point.
And trust me, I believe him, because his was extravagant as shit, and all this planning. But I mean, my sister got married. She had to get quickly married because of service and this and that of the husband, and will he be in America and this and that. So I understand the stress and the quickness and we got to get this done and running all over the place, and imagine what he's going through.
And I instead wanted to actually take my time, keep the intent that I had, but just doing it with the right charity and doing it properly. I just wanted to make that clear. I'm sorry for all the confusion, and I'm sorry for messing this up. That's what I do. Let's get on with the video.
Alright guys, that's all from him. He's a likable guy, because he'll say, messing up, that's what I do. Oh Lord. If ever I need you right now. Oh, I wanted to check this first. If you see people, and there's people that get right, a little upset. That's fine. But people that just get mad to do it. Look, see, this is fine. This dude really needs to get the Christchurch shit out of his head. He had nothing to do with it, and it's really fucking him up. Also, he should have known never to pander to the ADL or any of these cunts. This guy's making Pewd's an idiot. This guilt, rather. You had nothing to do with Christchurch. Wish my country would think the same about its citizen. So Honey supports ADL. I don't know who Honey is. Maybe it's him. So maybe I'm out of the loop. This guy is the one I was looking at. The point is there, which I was gonna make here, and it reminded me. But this dude's such a pissy moaner. He's the type of so out there, and not stupid wise, but nothing's ever gonna be good enough. You never cuck. Don't breathe air that someone else breathed that I don't like, or you're cucking. But that was the face of a Swede who cannot figure out which direction to cuck in. See, everybody's got to cook. The cuck infatuation is pretty gay. But it's like calling everything cringe. It's like, we get it. After a while, you start sounding like a kid who thinks, oh, you got to go to work and get money to pay for the bills so I can play Xbox. Cringe. Who goes to work? LOL. Who's going to bed early so you can go to work? Cringe. But if he cucks too hard to the left, he burns the internet down, which is true. The people will be pissed. If he cucks too hard to the right, the internet burns him down, meaning that the powers that be will destroy him. He seems like he's leaning a little to the right, which is weird because he never has to be in politics. They got him into politics because of the BS with the Fiverr. Ever since then, he needs to go back to his roots, cucking to the army of 9-year-olds. See, look, he had to throw cucking in there. Whoever this faggot is, cucking. He needs to go back to his roots he could say pandering. He needs to go back to his roots, supplying content for his original audience. And the Army of 9-year-olds, that's a joke, sure. But the cucking, go back to your roots. Cucking. You know, like if Led Zeppelin goes into disco or something back in their day, you know, the artist reviews it, says they really need to go back to their roots and cuck to hard rock. Like, what the fuck? You just gotta have that stat. Yeah, I'm slandering Pewdiepie. Yeah, I'm making fun of him. Yeah, how big is he now? He don't even know you, dude. In other words, just shut the fuck up and play Minecraft, bitch. See, look, I want to see what somebody said. Well said. Oh my god. Oh, this next generation, please help me. Oh, it's like me. I'm Gen Y, and millennials the same thing. But the people they call millennials, that's not how I am. Same with these. They're Zoomers, which we're not gonna be like everyone else, and they're a lot like Boomers. But Gen Z, same thing, but they don't try to label themselves as things. Don't try to stand out. Oh, we're Zoomers, or like my generation did. We're millennials. You know, I'm just Gen Y. I'm in between X and Z. Sorry. The fucking ADL is not a charity. It's true 45 seconds in, and this is why I love PewDiePie. Number one, good on him for taking a step back. The rule of thumb should always be that you never donate to a group you don't know anything about. Felix 100 million play button breaks. Felix glue clear. I'm about to save this man's whole career. That's fine. Okay, that's all I wanted to see. This guy said it, but in like a really passive-aggressive bitch way. Really passive-aggressive bitch way. So, censorship is the child of fear and the father of ignorance, Laurie Anderson. Yet this guy just told PewDiePie he needs to shut the fuck up and do this and that. I get what he means, but is that not silencing him? Don't talk about what I say you shouldn't talk about. Stupid. Where's your damn coherence? Anyways. Jack Pasovic. Laughing my ass off. But, oh, Pete Davis, James Gunn, what a pedophile. What women don't know about men. See, some of these are fine. Sam Smith, in other words, came out as non-binary. So, see y'all.